Okay, so we are back with this video. Um, Thank you guys so much for having the patience and waiting on me to relocate and do some stuff. I was originally going to put on makeup for this video, but I'm just not in the mood tonight. I don't feel good. So, um, many of y'all have already seen my best friend tag with my best friend. Many of y'all have seen a picture of me and my best friend in the opening segment for this video, which is my opening for all of my videos now. But basically, what I wanted to say was that today is International Best Friends Day. I told you a second ago in the video before this. I was thinking about back to the time that me and my best friend met. I think if I'm not mistaken, I want to say that was in 2005. It was a few months before my brother got married, and it was in April of 2005. It was through a mutual friends. I know that she probably doesn't remember because we've been racking our brains for months trying to figure out when it was and everything. And then I remembered when it was today, and I'm actually shocked because it's been a while. It's been a hot, hot minute. And I remember her being there for me in my trying times and in my good times. Okay, a lot of y'all don't know this, and me and her are very, very private people. I'm not gonna cry because if I cry, it'll make her cry when she watches the video, and then she'll call me crying. So, we met that year through a mutual friend. We actually hit it off better than me and that mutual friend and her and the mutual friend. I'd say for about a year and a half, me and her and that friend were very close, three of us. And then a couple of years later, for whatever reason, that friend had been lying to us. So she kind of took over the best friend role for me because I had only had that girl in my life. And it was amazing, actually, to actually find somebody that legitimately cared for me. At that time, we were just best friends. And over the years, it is true. It's over the years, after about 7 years, it's true. When your friend doesn't become your friend anymore, your best friend doesn't become your best friend anymore. That it's true that she become if it's a girl, she becomes your best. She becomes your sister. Is what I'm trying to say. It's what I'm thinking. Um, so she became my sister. Then she had some trying times in her life, and I saw the good in her. When no one else did in my family, I saw the good in her. I trusted her with a lot of things. I trusted her with my secrets and how I felt at the time. When I became a nervous wreck, when I became an aunt, I was nervous that I was going to not be a good example for my nephews. And then she talked me through it, and she told me she loved me and I shouldn't feel that way. She's just been there for me for ages. Instead of writing out this long post, I did write a pretty long post earlier. It's not really extremely long, not as long as it was when we first had our fight this year. For many different reasons, we had a fight, and I want to say that neither one of us wanted that fight, but it was in the works for us. She was there for me when I got baptized in 2009. I think it was 2009. I was the first one to get baptized in the new church where I used to go to church at. Um, she was there for me. She wasn't physically there, but she was there. Then several years later, she started going to church with me. She understood then why that I was there. We went every Sunday morning. We went every Sunday night together. She would take me. She'd come pick me up. We would go. Then we would go somewhere afterwards, maybe, but not always. We would sit in a car and talk for a little bit afterwards. She was there for me when I had a fight with another friend, and she told me that not to let it get me down. She told she was there with me and for me when someone upset me and told me that I was just being a lazy person, that since there was other people that was there twice my age, standing, that I should stand too and be respectful to her because she was a teacher and all this sort of stuff. And this person tried to jerk my phone out of my hands, and it was really upsetting for me that night. And we went somewhere afterwards, and she really was there and she calmed me down. A lot of times I will have fights with one particular person, and she knows what's going on in that situation, and she's there for me, and she talks me through it. And she tells me that, she understands why I do the things that I do, but she wishes that things were better for me in my situations. She's the type of person that would drop anything for me, and has dropped anything for me to come be with me. 6 years ago now, my mom went into a unexpected diabetic coma, and I didn't know anything about it at the time because she didn't know herself. And I thought she was just really sick and I needed to take her to the doctor. So I put her in the back of an ambulance and sent her to the hospital. And me and my dad followed, and so did my brother. The doctor said that she was going to be comatose for a while, and that there was a possibility that I could lose her. I remember being so nervous that night in the emergency room before they put her in a room. And I remember calling her and breaking down. And she said, well, I'm going to drop everything I'm doing right now, and I'm going to be right there. I'll be there as soon as I can. And I guess it was about 20 minutes later, she showed up. She took me by the hand. She pulled me close to her, and she held me, and I cried in her arms. And I told her that I wasn't sure if Mom was going to make it. And at that point in time, at that point in time, she told me that it was going to be okay, that I needed to rely on God, and that God was going to pull me through this, and she was going to be there for me too. Several years before that, we got to where we would call each other's mother Mom or Mama. So I call her Mom Mama, and she calls mine Mama as well. So she looked at me and she said, Mama wouldn't want you to be upset right now. She would want you to stay strong for not only yourself, but for your dad and for Wayne and the kids. I just remember that she was just there beside me through most of that night until she had to leave at 11 p.m. that night. And Mom had gone into the hospital and was admitted by, I want to say 10:30 that night. And she was put in the intensive care unit, and she was comatose for 6.5 days. She come out, and she had to have a hip replacement surgery. She had to have breast cancer surgery. She had to have a mastectomy. And I just remember when I was so broken that she was right there. She was encouraging me. 7 months later, she was there for me again. She couldn't get to me that time, but I almost lost my dad too. And she talked me through it. She calmed me down and she told me that everything was going to be okay and that I needed to rely on God again and that I needed to rely on her. Well, after him being in the hospital for a week and a half, he got released to be going home. And we had to watch him like a hawk before his pacemaker was put in. It was that September from that July. And my mom was still really extremely sick. And then she had to have her hip replaced. And it was just bam, 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 bam. It was everything. And I want to say a year after that, she confessed and told me something. And then she said, I need you to forgive me for that. I forgave her. And then it was after that, it was just, we became become more closer than what we were. This year, I think it's been from November to April that we kept it going. We went out every single Friday, and she was just there for me. She knows everything about me. She knows what I go through. She takes me by the hand and she tells me everything's going to be okay, that, if something's wrong, she's going to be there and she's going to help me through it. She's taken my father to doctor's appointments. She's been there for me through just about everything. And I can't begin to thank her enough because she's just the most amazing person in the world. And I'm truly, truly lucky and blessed and honored to... I'm not going to cry again because it's going to make her cry. I'm truly blessed and truly honored that she is my best friend. And many people, I guess, they don't understand and they don't want to know about why we're so close in our relationship, and then we're just so happy that we're friends. And I'm glad she's mine. I'm glad she's my best friend. And I'm glad that one day we're gonna pack up and move to Korea together, pursue our careers over there, and just be with each other's as much as possible and be each other's friends forever. And our children will grow up together. They'll be best friends, and this is like a promise to me and to myself that I will move heaven and earth to be wherever she's at, be her best friend from now on forevermore. Yes, I'm overprotective, and yes, that, you might not get it, but that's okay, because you're not our friend, and you don't know us as much as we know each other. So, wow, this video is almost 14 minutes long, and I could never have wrote it without crying, so I barely could talk through it without crying. So I wanted to tell you, Kayla, that I love you so, so much, and that you mean so much to me, and I know you know, and I tell you every day I love you. I wake up and I text you and I tell you I love you. But this video is for you, for any time that we're going to be fighting in the future. I want you to watch it and remember how much I love you and how much everything means to us, and how loving that we are together, and how our friendship is just the most amazing thing to the both of us. And that I would move a mountain and I would try to move an ocean if it meant to be living beside of you, growing up, letting our kids grow up together, letting our husbands be best friends. And I can see that. I can see our husbands being best friends too, even though they're in different groups. I can see them being best friends. So I love you. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for everything you do for me and will continue to do for me forevermore. I love you so, so much. I can't express to you how much that you mean to me. And making your birthday present and putting it together is just the icing on the cake for you. Or should I say, the cream to the banana pudding cake. I love you so much, and thank you for watching.